Hello and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Tri-Deltas in the TV Room, where we are going to dive into current events and trending topics and pop culture, all of that through the lens of sisterhood and shared experiences. I am Mindy Tucker. I'm Tri-Delta's CEO. And if you haven't listened to the podcast before, I'm joined by my co-hosts. They are Tri-Deltas. They are colleagues of mine. They are all wonderful women, Avery Hill, Lexi Leggs, and Meredith Davies. And I'll let them introduce themselves in a minute. But welcome to the TV room. We're going to have a lively and spirited episode today. We're going to cover a ton of exciting things going on, lots of hot topics, lots of learning to happen because I don't even know that I understand all of their hot topics going into this. So here we go. First, let's do a quick round robin just to reintroduce ourselves to everybody for our new listeners that haven't been here before. Obviously, I've already introduced myself, Mindy, Tri-Delta's CEO. I'm coming to you from San Diego, California. Lexi, you're next.
Thank you, Mindy. Hey, everybody, I'm Lexi Leggs, and I am Tri-Delta's newly minted Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, Access, and Belonging Manager, or you can call me the DEIAB Manager for short, because that's a long title. And I'll pass it over to Meredith.
Hi, Meredith Davies. I am Tri-Delta's Development Manager. I live in Dallas, and today I am in Gambier, Ohio, helping our Kenyan chapter.
Love it.
Wow. Hello again, everyone. My name is Avery. I am our Housing Development Manager as of August-ish. I am a Tri-Delta from Ole Miss. I recently moved to Boston. I think we talked about my fiance every episode, who is now my husband. So we got married and we moved to Boston. And Lexi, you didn't say did you say where you're living?
No.
Okay, tell us where
my
you're living.
chapter. Yeah, I just forgot all of my introductions. Sorry, y'all. I'm from our chapter at Delta Epsilon chapter at Millikin University, very small school in the middle of nowhere, Illinois, but we love her. And I am still joining us here from Dallas, Texas. So originally from Chicago, but live in Dallas, especially now in the wintertime.
Wonderful.
It is. All right. What's next, Lexi?
All right. We're going to do a quick lightning round. We like to start off with those every once in a while. And since it's still January when we're recording this, I'm curious to know for you all, for New Year's Eve, are you more of a dress up and go out type of a person, or are you like a PJs and stay home and celebrate type of a person?
I'm in the middle. I am go to someone's house for a casual party, but I'm going to wear something sparkly because it's not every day that you get to wear your sparkly clothes.
I like that.
I'm in the middle depending on who I'm with. So if it's me and my kids, stay home, PJs, hang out, homebodies. But if I have the chance to go out with a date, love to get dressed up and go. So it depends on the situation.
Okay, New Year's Eve, tangent question. Would you go on a first date for New Year's Eve?
I would not.
Like, would that be too much?
That's a lot of pressure.
That feels like a lot. Yeah.
What do you
That
do
does feel like a lot. I guess I forgot that you're supposed to.
Aren't there movies?
There definitely are. I forgot that you're supposed to kiss on New Year's until I just asked that question. And then now I see why that would be a lot.
Yeah. I feel like there'd be some pressure there. Just like, what do you do at midnight? Unless you've already discussed it beforehand, but who knows?
Yeah. But you don't know if it's a first date. Am I happy on this first date? Do I want it to?
Or are you having a
do
bad
I want to
time?
celebrate New Year's on, Eastern time at 9 o'clock when it's only at midnight there and 9 o'clock here? Maybe I do. I don't know. So
These are good questions.
yeah, I love it.
I went out for New Year's this year because I'm in my hosting era, and we had 3 of Greg's friends come for New Year's. It was so fun. It's fun living in the Northeast now because all of his friends live driving distance to us. So they came, we went to dinner in the North End, got some lasagna, went to a comedy show, which that's my new New Year's Eve recommendation. It was like late to where you had something to do post dinner before midnight, but not too late to where you were tired. It was just like the perfect thing. And then we watched fireworks right out on the water. It was a lovely time. Walked back. It was so nice.
Avery's planning my next New Year's Eve. I don't know about y'all.
Your next New Year's Eve date.
Well, you can arrange that. That'd be great. All right, so we're into spring. What is everybody hearing about spring recruitment?
Oh my gosh, so much. this is my life right now. I feel like I'm back in my consulting times. I visited 3 chapters in 2 weeks. I went to Tulane, then I went to Northwestern, and now I'm at Kenyon. And people want to go through recruitment. It's really, really fun. Our chapters are doing really well. It's been very exciting. Bows are still in. Everybody's got bows. I saw so many cute bid days. So far I've seen at Tulane, they did like a Fleetwood Mac theme, which was perfect for them. It was very Tulane Tri-Delta. And then at Northwestern, they did Tri-Delta is the perfect fit, and it was all denim. And they made a banner out of thrifted denim that they cut up and wrote Tri-Delta is the perfect fit on. I love all the bid day ideas. I feel like people are getting very creative this year.
Fun. Anyone
I
else?
have a hot take on Fleetwood Mac. Since we're talking hot topics, which I'm turning into hot takes, did anybody watch her performance on SNL
No.
A couple months ago?
Yeah.
a couple months ago? It's not
Okay.
recent, but it's within the last year.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not educated in pop culture enough to. My best friend, if she listened to this, would hate me. I didn't realize Fleetwood Mac was a woman, first of all. Second, I know she's like, I mean, I obviously know the name enough to know, like, okay, that's a celebrity, but I did not think that her SNL performance was good at all. For my best friend, for it to be her favorite artist ever, I was like, I don't think that. I didn't like it. Is that just me? I don't know.
It's SNL is hard. It's like performing at the Thanksgiving Day parade. No one's doing their
That's
best
fair.
work on SNL.
Weird venue.
Yeah.
Also,
Have you all ever been to
I
SNL?
feel like you've had a million other opportunities to hear Stevie Nicks besides SNL. Like, why did it take this long? And like, have you ever listened to just a song, a recorded song by Fleetwood Mac?
Well, yes, but give me one so I can think of it.
Like pop
Isn't
on
there
landslide, pop on landslide, and I mean, she's got a great voice.
Yeah,
No?
Avery, you like owe this to yourself to dive
to
into
go
Fleetwood Mac a
listen to
little bit.
fill
little bit,
into my
yeah.
friend?
I have a playlist. I'll send it to you.
Redo
Okay.
that one.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna send you guys the YouTube link to the SNL, and then you can make me feel a little bit better about that opinion as well.
All right. we'll
Everybody
do
has
that.
off nights.
Yeah.
Stevie is a
we'll
queen.
maybe we'll revisit your hot take next.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. What else are our hot topics now?
I just had to jump into that when you brought that up.
Okay.
Spring recruitment, though, sounds like it's going well.
Yeah.
It is going well. I feel like I see the regular like reports. This is how so and so did. This is how so, and like open house polls are up generally, and it's nice to see women interested in the Greek experience. More women interested in the Greek experience. So I think that's good for Tri Delta. That's good for the whole Panhellenic conference. I love it. So fun. All right. You know what's
I
coming
have a
soon?
spring recruitment update. Oh my gosh, wait, I just forgot this. I am helping, I'm all over the place today, everyone. I'm helping Boston recruitment this year, which is so different from my Ole Miss experience. So I'm excited to go and help out that chapter. It is over President's Day weekend in February. So that's I'll have to come back with a spring recruitment update on that because I'm so excited to help our alpha ladies. And
I
their
bet here,
recruitment.
one of the things that we're doing is we're deploying more resources to help. I think we've identified some chapters that need some assistance. And I love hearing all the stories about people going to help and dropping in and helping with PR or how we prep recruitment for this party or that party or whatever. So I love that you're going.
Me
Meredith,
too.
you're at Kenyon right now, right? I don't know if that's recruitment related or
Yep. Yep. They're recruiting right now.
our
And
next chapters.
it is a different experience. There is, for the recruitment listeners, there's no RFM, there's no invitation round, really. Everybody can come every day. They can not come and then come the next day. So we
Oh.
can't really tell who likes us until 3 days from now. And it's very different, but more low key, a lot less late nights. We're going to bed at midnight instead of like 3, which is nice.
I love it. Good. Well, thank you for going to help and good luck to all of our Deltas out there that are recruiting. Okay, it's almost Super Bowl weekend. I'm a little bit sad, Tier, that college football's over because that's the whole thing for me. But we still have one weekend of playoffs in the Super Bowl where we get to see really good television ads.
So true.
Yeah.
The Nerds Gummy Clusters one was my favorite last year.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm gonna have to read. We're gonna have to create.
Yeah.
We'll have to do the show notes and start linking all the things that we're talking about because I am also not familiar with that. So I need to pull that up and watch.
It's like the gummy piece, and then he gets showered in Nerds. It was really, really well
That's
done.
so
I really liked it.
cute.
I know.
I'm hosting a Super Bowl party in my hosting era, really to connect all. I have not a lot of friends in Boston yet, but I've hung out with a lot of people, separately. So I'm trying to bring everyone together. My apartment is small, so we have to keep the numbers down, which shouldn't be too hard. But I am hosting a Super Bowl party. But do you guys have any good like Super Bowl party games? You know how like the square games where you can guess the score and stuff? It's
Yeah.
the only one that I know.
Good question. I'll be on the lookout. I'm like game chair for our Christmas and holiday party every year. So I'll keep my eye out for you on a good.
Okay, please do.
Yeah.
I need to make it fun.
Parties last year I do this. I see things on Pinterest or Instagram and I'm a crafty girl, so I think I can do that. And then I get halfway into it and realize I've bitten off a little more than I can chew. And so last year I built the whole stadium snack bar thing where it had all the slots and snacks in the stadium seats. Oh yeah, I built a whole one last year out of like foam core and poster board and
How long did that take you?
way more than I had anticipated. But it turned out, it was fine. It turned out there were snacks, it worked. It was not my best effort, but it worked. So, I love Super Bowl parties.
Asking the important question, how long did it take?
Like if you think about days and days, like at night, because obviously I'm not, it's like at night when work's done and the kids are quiet or whatever, so several days of nights.
I don't know if I can sign up for that yet. It's my first one, so I have to start small.
Avery, are you crafty?
No. I'm just gonna try and make something up. I'm really maybe I am. Am I patient is the real question. No.
Yeah.
Can I figure something out? Can my little engineering brain work something together? Yes. Am I good at instruction manuals? Yes. Do I have the patience to put something like that together? I don't think that I do.
I like it because it's cathartic. Like it's mindless. Like there's nothing else. You work all day, you make decisions, you do and then it's like a different kind of work from there. It's kind of mindless and therapeutic. So I like it, but I'm not undertaking a Super Bowl craft this year.
Yeah.
So.
Can't wait to see what you come up with, Avery.
Yes.
Okay. We'll recap that again in the next one.
Hosting era.
Stay
I love it.
tuned.
Do you feel like you're a good host? I feel like I'm a totally incompetent host. Like I will plan out things and then something will always go wrong or I will have forgotten something crucially important to hosting responsibility. Like it's not my thing. I want it to be my thing. It's just not my thing.
See, and I think flexibility is an attribute of a good host because you can't have an agenda for the night. You have to let things organically happen. Oh, somebody wants to do this. Oh, you have to have things on hand. I was listening to this dinner podcast that said you should always have something to make a charcuterie board. Like you should have all of the stuff that in an instant you can, somebody's coming over, whip up the charcuterie board. So I think you have to be like ready, all the time to be a good host.
Lexi, are you hosters?
Yes.
I'm working on it. I would say I'm not in my era, but we're creeping into it. I'm getting prepared. I'm learning all of my favorite recipes and appetizers to make so that when people come over, they can try them. I feel like I'm in my cooking era. But yes, I think also I really love, Avery, that statement of flexibility is the attribute of a planner. I feel like I've got to work on that. That's like the epitome of Tri-Delta's events team. I feel like you embodied that very well every event. So I can see that.
Thank you. Gotta go with the flow. Lexi, you have been on you're in your cooking era because your Instagram is all of your meals that you've been whipping up.
Yes. I love to cook. I did before I moved to Dallas because I lived in a place that didn't have as many food options as I did in Chicago. So I was always cooking then. And like, obviously the pandemic happened, got into TikTok, saw recipes, was all into it. Then I moved to Dallas, had an abundance of food options and kind of slacked on the cooking a little bit. But I'm back into it. It's definitely financially advantageous and it's just exciting. It's really nice. And I think in a way it's kind of mindless for me too. Like working all day, and I finally just go in the kitchen and just do something I'm used to doing. And it's fun.
Okay, if you cook, I found an app that I want to be an influencer for them because I love it so much. It's called Reseme, like recipe, but Reseme. And
Downloading.
I'm one of those people that has like a million things saved in Instagram or Facebook, like links, like this recipe that I saw that person make that there. This app, you download it, you see the thing on Instagram you want to make, you click share to recipe, it goes in, pulls all the information, puts it all in one place, so it's like a recipe book. It'll make your grocery list for you. It is amazing. It's changed my life. Everything was like locked in my, see, y'all are like writing it down. It was locked in my Instagram. I couldn't remember where the recipe was. I couldn't remember what link it was. Now
Wow.
highly recommend.
We should have asked them to sponsor our podcast.
We should, because I will sing their praises all day long. I love it.
Wow.
Well, you influenced me because I just downloaded it. So
There you go. If only I was
One
getting
point
credit
for
for that. Tri-Delta should get credit for that.
I'm working on my paper recipe book. Like paper recipe books, such a big thing in my family. I got one for Christmas last year and I have like 30 recipes in there and I keep trying to get new ones. But then I don't like something all the way and I don't want to write it down. I don't want to write it down until it's right. And then like I'll go on TikTok and find the recipe. Something's changed and it's becoming a problem for me to write things down, but I need to.
okay, I found this is for more advanced chefs, which I am not. I was gonna get this for my sister, but Meredith, I think you might like this. It's the New York Times non-cookbook, or it's called something like cookbook, not cookbook. And it, instead of giving you measurements for every item, it just is like, this is what you're making and this is what you need. And you can kind of like do it to your liking. So if you don't want as much of one thing or more of another, you can kind of like pick and choose how to put it together. I'll link it.
I want to be a cook. This is one of my topics that I want to talk about is I am obsessed with Wishbone Kitchen, Meredith Hayden. When I watch her cook, she is just making it up as she goes. She knows what's going to go well together. That is the place I want to be as a cook. And like I love to bake. I know I'll never be like that's just not baking, but that's the kind of cook I'd like to be. And I just love her so much.
Wishbone Kitchen?
Mhm.
Okay, never heard of it. Gonna have to look
You should look her up. She's gone super viral in the last couple of years. She started out as a private chef in the Hamptons and was working for like not celebrity but influential family in the Hamptons and went viral on TikTok. And now she owns her own house in the Hamptons, has a cookbook, doing it all. And she's 29. She turned 29 last week. And I just like she's lived the coolest life. And I think she's Martha Stewart of our generation.
You know, I didn't really grow up cooking. I didn't know how to cook. And after COVID, when I just ate too much and like we all did, you know, gained the COVID 15, not the freshman 15. I got on a meal kit. So it got delivered ingredients. I made stuff. That's how I learned to cook. And since then, I feel more like that, where like, I'm like, oh, I don't have this. I'll just make it this way, or I'll do that. I know how to cook this now, or I never would have known how to do any of that stuff. But I learned it through the meal kits because it would show up and I would cook what was there and like, oh, that's how you do that. So
I did the
Mom
same
got
thing
me
with
one
meal
of those
kits.
gift cards. I haven't used it. She got it for me for Christmas 2023. Don't tell her that I haven't used it. But
hopefully she doesn't
Hope
listen.
she doesn't listen.
Part out.
There are no secrets on the podcast. You don't even watch this, Avery.
I think she does know. Sorry, Mom.
Oh. All right, Lexi, you take it from here.
Well, Mindy, you do have a point that I wanted to talk about, which was the TikTok ban. I am a very avid TikTok user. I know it was a very interesting. How long was it down for? Does anybody remember? 4 hours?
14 agonizing hours.
You know how many hours it was down?
Dramatic.
Oh my God.
Dramatic.
Avery, what you can say that because you're not addicted. I know I have a problem.
I
Same.
texted
And
my
it was
child to see
brutal.
if he was okay. Like, are you doing okay? I heard TikTok's down.
And it shut down early. I was not prepared for that to happen. It was 3 hours earlier, at least for us here in Central Time Zone. So
They said 8:30, so I was prepared at 8:30, and I was scrolling. I'm at membership selection committee at Northwestern, scrolling TikTok, like taking in every last minute that I had on the app, and it goes down for others, and I'm still scrolling, like waiting for it to go out, and I make it like another few minutes. I think I was one of the last people to like a TikTok before it went down, and then went down. I mourned. I went to Instagram Reels. It was terrible. Instagram
No,
Reels
it's
is
not.
the worst.
It's not terrible.
I don't
the
want people to
experience.
know what I
Instagram
like.
Reels.
Yeah.
People shouldn't know what I like on TikTok. It's just it's
Mhm.
not for public consumption. Like it's like my diary.
Not one of the
And
differences? Is that one of the differences? Like on TikTok, you
Huge
like
difference.
stuff that nobody knows, but if I like it on Instagram, you're gonna see that I liked it.
yes, yeah. And when
I'm
it
gonna
came
ask
back
the
up,
old
I
people
was
questions here. I'm gonna ask the old people. I don't do TikTok questions.
I
so.
didn't know that either.
yeah, it says it in the bottom, so you can see what people like. And like
Yeah.
I just feel like my TikTok humor is not for everyone. And I think, yeah, it's too I can't bring it to and I didn't want to start liking things on Instagram Reels to get the
Yeah.
algorithm right.
Okay. You have to like it to see more of what you like. Got it.
Mhm. It's
Yeah.
like minutes watched and what you like. But then when TikTok came back up, I was one of the first people to get it back. So I think that I truly am like one of the most addicted people because they let me have it the longest and they gave it back to me first.
So what do we think? Do we have
Mm.
scoop on who's buying it? Are they gonna sell it? What's gonna happen? I don't know.
There's already speculation that it's already been sold. People are saying now that it's been reopened that it's not the same TikTok. There's a lot of distress because I think his name is Shu, the CEO took CEO out of his bio. Facebook and Instagram now have TikTok accounts where at first they did not. So there's speculation that Meta has already purchased it. It's all what I can see, speculation. It's operating the same for me. I'm trying not to go too deep into the rabbit hole, but I don't know. People are very protective over this app right now. I am people, I should say. I am also one of those people. I am people. I'm protective.
You're so
I
funny.
think that it's 25% is going to go to Zuck, 25% is going to go to Elon, and Shu will keep the other half. And that's what Donald Trump said he needed was 50% ownership
half.
by US people.
Do you
And
think it's
that's
gonna
what I
be
think is
50
gonna
or
happen.
51%? Because I feel like that's always the business thing. Is like to have control, you have to have the 51%.
Yeah.
I don't know. He said 50 in his was it an executive order? I try to stay up on that stuff with TikTok. I was just so happy it was back. I don't even really know what happened, but we have 90 days now.
Wait, did you guys download Red Note?
Yes.
What is Red Note?
Red Note was like the
real
I'm going to
Chinese
Red Note
TikTok.
now that TikTok. Yeah, you explain Red Note since you downloaded it.
It's like the real thing that we should be fearful of. It's like the version of TikTok that is allowed in China, and that was not being banned. And all of these Americans went to Red
Why is
Note
that
and
even
were
available
TikTok
if it's worse?
refugees.
Why is that
Right.
available if it's worse?
That's the
Because
thing.
it's not
Everyone's
popular.
like, they're like, we don't care. We don't care if they have our data. If you want my data about the cat videos that I like to watch on TikTok, that's fine. So everyone's like,
but
yeah, I'll go to Red Note.
Here's me being skeptical is I have heard, now this is where, do I get into the fine print? No, but I have heard that the access that, and not just TikTok, but other apps, how many times have you clicked agree to terms and conditions and you have no idea what it says? Like 99% of the time. I heard that some of these can get access to everything on your phone. It's not just your algorithm. It is like, here, okay, give me your contacts and your location and all of that. Like
But it's not
that's the
like-
sketchy part that we have to admit is sketchy.
The interesting thing is, though, it's not like you can opt out. You could just not have the app. It's not like you can go in and say, here's what I decide that you can have access to. In some cases, very rare you can, but
On Meta, you can make those preferences, but they will default to Meta can track every single thing you do on your device, and you have to go in and turn it off. And I did because I was mad at Instagram. I was mad at Meta. I turned everything off. I took off all the permissions, and then my ads were awful. And I still had ads, but they just weren't relevant to me at all. So then I was like, would I rather share my data with them and get good ads or get bad ads? So I turned it back on, actually, which I hate to admit.
There's so much.
Wow.
We could do a whole podcast just on the data.
Confession era.
But I'm glad you guys survived your TikTok outage. I'm sorry that you had to endure that. I hope it doesn't happen again because I know how difficult that was for you.
I was very brave.
It was a time for sure. I kept like instinctively clicking the app during that time, and then every time I saw the message pop up, just the rush of sadness came back over again.
I have a question about, because I'm not on the TikTok-y. Were there any influencers who deleted their accounts when they heard the ban was going to happen? Because that was when it came back, I was like, oh, I hope that nobody just totally got rid of their whole account and business and whatnot, and then has to restart. But that didn't happen.
Not from what I know, but I do know that quite a few popular influencers started to reveal their lies and their secrets. Like there's a popular mukbang eater, and she came out and was like, I don't actually eat all the food, which people had already speculated for like the past few years. So they had done that right before it shut down, and then it opened back up and they were like, oh, or like a lot of fitness influencers revealed that they had plastic surgery or work done. And that one was a really big, yes, I don't.
They're on the GLP-1s.
Yes. Yeah. So that was a controversy.
They thought TikTok was going down. So they were like, I'm going to tell all my, but I'm trying to think, like, what's the rationale for that? I'm going to tell all my secrets. It makes me more popular and feel more vulnerable for a minute. And then
think it's because they got so much fame and so much attraction from this app, and they're like, hey guys, now that this is going away, I want you to know I was faking it. Like, honestly, that's kind of what they're saying. Like, you like me, but I wasn't being real.
I guess I'll move away from TikTok, but still kind of on it. The touchdown celebrations. Do you all see those videos popping up anywhere, or if they're on Reel?
I love that they have rehearsal.
Yes, that's what I was going to say.
And rehearse. They're so cute.
Yes. So when y'all have a chance, I've linked it in the script for you to view, but my favorite right now is the Vikings and them rehearsing the High School Musical. We're all in this together. I know that one was really fun just to see them outside of their element, and they got the whole team, well, not the whole team together, but quite a few people.
Every week. Like they're so cute.
I love it.
I like the Camp Rock 2 one. The Camp Rock, that one cracked me up.
Yes, yeah. I don't know where they get the ideas from. Like, I don't know if people are like, if it's just them or if their fans tell them. Joe Burrow, of course, kind of broke the internet for a second. He did the gritty. I think it's just because it's Joe Burrow, but the dance, you know.
I like to think that there's a girl our age who picks these dances for them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, someone is in their ear because you just picked, we're all in this together. Camp Rock is
one of the players' wives is choreographing.
Yeah. Right. She's on TikTok just as much as we are. She knows what's popular.
Does that change your perspective on them though? I've never been big into like following sports super seriously and like knowing athletes' names. But for me, this humanizes them in a way. You know, it's like, okay, you have your helmet on. I just see your number. You play this game. You come up in my news headlines every once in a while. And that's the end of that. But I feel like this kind of, and the stereotype around professional athletes, I feel like this kind of, for me, shifts that perspective of them, my perspective of them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, especially as somebody that's not really into football as a sport itself, it gives me a way to engage with it and still have a little bit of fun too and keep up with it.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it gave me a nice entry point. Now I'm like, oh, okay, I know who Joe Burrow is. So
it could be the Taylor Swift. It could be the Taylor Swift influence on professional football, you know, like really getting the girls involved, and now the players are making TikToks. I don't know. That's a theory.
I love the human side of TikTok, or not TikTok, oh my gosh, of football. I have always felt this way about football, like especially college football. Listening to grown men scream at 18, 19, 20-year-old young men who are just playing their sport drives me crazy. And I sometimes say things at football games. I can't help myself. I was once told at a TCU football game that I had a mouth because I made a call, and because I was a woman making the call, I had a mouth. Of course. But I'm like, I'll turn around and say, like, he's just a kid. Like, they are just people. They're gonna make mistakes. They're not robots. If robots were playing football, it wouldn't be fun. So I like that it's
So
making me
true.
feel a bit more human.
So we have a rule in the house that Caleb will only watch the SMU football games with me if I don't yell. And he's like, you know the rule. I'm only gonna sit here if you don't yell. And I'm like, that is real difficult for me. But I agree with you. I think it's the Taylor effect a little bit. I think what she's, all the guys complain, and I'm like, so many more people are watching football because she is dating Travis Kelce. And say what you will about that. I think it's just a whole nother viewpoint of the sport and of him and the fact that these are normal, real people that have lives. And so I love that. I love that effect on it. I love knowing you have a little bit of a mouth passion around football, Meredith. That's good to learn about you.
I got it from my mom. My little mother, if you've ever seen my mother, she is the most dainty, preppy, redheaded little girl. And my whole life watching football, like, rip his guts out, like, slam him to the ground, like the most crazy things that she says when she's watching football. And my dad, he hates it. And now she refuses to work. She works for Williams Sonoma, like in a retail store. She refuses to work on Saturday because she has to watch football. And she just sits there all day and yells at the TV for hours. And it's so funny. She's a completely different person when she's watching football. And
So
I
funny.
picked it up, I guess.
I feel that. You're Tri Delta mom, by the way. Tri Delta mom.
Yes, of course.
I love that. I'm with her. All right, what's next?
Avery, you want to take it over with your hot topics?
Wow. I'll be honest, Meredith and I were doing this together and brainstormed so many things.
You might have to pick a few. How about?
No, I'll definitely pick one or two. And I will just start with my first one, which is the extravagance of wedding worlds. I was a bride, okay? I'll admit it. I fell victim to it as well. But now I am a part, and before, but now after doing my own wedding, I think that I've realized what is, in my opinion, like what's necessary and what's not. And then when people deem other things necessary that I don't think are, and now I have to be a part of them, it's just a little frustrating. My sister's getting married. She's not the problem. Now I'm totally subtweeting one of my friends, but I just feel like I've been in all the weddings. I'm doing all the weddings things. You guys have seen all of the SNL videos on the bridesmaids proposals and the Ariana Grande singing of what, like, it's just such a joke that being a bridesmaid, you're like taking on a new persona. You're stepping into a character for the next however long your friend is engaged and to be married. Do you guys feel like you've experienced?
Wow.
Maybe this isn't the world that you're in, but it's the world that I'm engulfed in right now. So it's just all around. Can't escape.
Anyone else?
Just me. I'm alone on this island, and you know what? That's okay, because there are listeners out there who understand
There probably
what I'm
are.
going through.
There probably are. There's probably just a subculture of people that this is like the wedding is becoming a little much.
A little much. The destination weddings. I'm for a destination wedding if you invite your immediate family. I want to go to that. We were talking about that with my sister. I said, all for it. Go to Italy. Let's invite 20 people. Let's not worry about it. We ran into somebody the other day and she said her daughter's doing a wedding in Italy. No, they're not sending any invitations because everybody who knows to be there knows because they're the important ones. I'm like, that stuff sounds so nice. But when you're like, I'm having a 4-day wedding in Mexico, everyone's expected to attend, you have to stay at an all-inclusive resort, there's no group, like all of that.
Are
And
you
then you
subtweeting the wedding I'm going to in April? I have one of those.
Oh my
Mhm.
gosh, see, that's so tough. No.
And we
No
can't
names.
buy flights. We can't buy flights because it's too expensive. And we have the hotel and we're
Yeah.
sitting on this waiting with the hopper alert on because flights from Dallas to Cancun are $600. And that's on top of, the engagement party, the other parties. I was not a bridesmaid, but she had her bachelorette trip. She did that locally, which was
That's
nice. But
right.
like it's a lot. It's very expensive. And the bachelorette parties cost a fortune. And then what are you gonna do when it's your turn?
There's like
You
this
want
Yeah.
whole cycle too. Like
Yes.
you hit a certain age, everybody's getting married, and you have like I remember the year that I had like 8 weddings in one year, and you're in 5 of them, and it's just
Mhm.
down. And then it hits with the babies, and then it's like this cycle of just your whole social life becomes going to weddings, going to engagement parties, going to showers, going to baby shower. Like it's just it takes over. And I feel like everybody's always elevating. Like now we have to do gender reveals, and then we have to like shut off fireworks when we do the gender reveal. And then we have to, like it's just everything has to elevate. TikTok is
Yes.
responsible, probably. How about that?
consumerism.
Consumerism. Exactly.
Did y'all see the Buy Now documentary?
No.
Go watch it. Netflix. It's good.
Give us the 5 seconds.
It's about consumerism. I feel like that describes it enough. It kind of talks about just how we like to buy and how the companies we're buying from, how they market in a way for us to purchase more and for things to break more and for repairs to be less common. So we buy more things. And then it talks about like the landing spot of the product you buy, which goes into really poor countries and all that. And if we like, how can we reduce the waste that we have if we repair more, if we buy secondhand clothes, like things like that.
Maybe I have seen that.
We
If it's not
purged it
secondhand.
after the holidays. We
It's
purged
good.
here. And there's a moment where you've like loaded up your car to take things to Goodwill or the Salvation Army, and you think to yourself, am I just gonna go replace all of this? What have I done? Why did I buy all of like you just have this moment where you realize how much you have in your house that you don't need. And it feels ridiculous.
Something else that has really I've been more aware of is not just the items you buy, but the amount of things that you buy that also require a subscription to use them. And that's just another cost. Like a Ring camera. I was so surprised when I got my Ring camera for the first time and realized you can't access the recordings unless you pay for the subscription. I'm like, oh, so this wasn't just a $60 door camera. This is a $110 door camera or whatever it is. So yeah, subscriptions are starting to get out of hand too. It just costs too much to exist right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially
Yes,
for
that's the
women.
theme.
Yeah.
Because we're suckers. I'm gonna say it because it's because we buy it. It's because we do it.
Well, it's been built up this way. Like, what are we gonna do? Suddenly stop wearing makeup? I don't think I could. I don't think I could look at myself in the mirror and like be like, yes, I'm ready for work. If I like didn't do all the things that I do now,
But it's not
it would
that.
take
It's
a
like
really long time to break it
it's this
down.
whole like leveling up situation that I can't handle because I have makeup and I'd be perfectly happy and fine for the rest of my life using the makeup I have in front of me. But you know what? I will see a video on Instagram about the thing that's actually going to do it better. And now I'm older, so I need this, or I need to look at it this way, or that's not the hip way to do it anymore. And you're constantly in this like, and then I have to have the next product or the next product. It's just great. And you can't keep up. I mean, I feel lost all the time just trying to keep up. Um,
It's the hot girls,
Yeah.
y'all are hot
the
girls.
hot girl trends.
These are the hot girls.
I've been influenced by the hot girls. I wouldn't look this way if it weren't for the real hot girls. It's true. I like it. I like to watch all that stuff. And I feel like
Me?
I learned how to do my makeup on TikTok. I figured out how I wanted to color my hair on TikTok. I learned about Pilates.
Meredith, that's what I'm saying. We're suckers. You just admitted it.
We're easily
Like, I
influenced.
love it.
But at least I look cute now. I
You looked
stopped wearing
cute
black
before.
eyeliner.
You looked cute before. That's the thing.
All right.
You're
just-
amazing without all the hot girl stuff. That's the Tri Delta way. All right, who's next?
Okay, I'll
You-
do one. This is a question. A fashion trend you can't get behind, and then a fashion trend you don't want to leave behind. So my fashion trend that I can't get behind, every college campus I've been on for like the last 3 years, they're all wearing baby tees. And I can't get behind the baby tee. I want a size large Comfort Colors t-shirt, maybe even an extra large. I don't want my shorts to show because that's when I was in college, that's what we were wearing. That is like my comfort piece of clothing. They're all wearing these itty bitty shirts. My arm muscles, I can't wear these skinny sleeve shirts. And I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like the baby tees. But the bow trend, I don't want to leave it behind. Here I am in a bow sweater on purpose. I'll be really sad. I think that the last time bows were trendy, I was still like, I was rocking bows and I rocked them all the way through them coming back again. So I won't be leaving bows behind when other people do.
I
That was
did
the
everybody pick up on the fact that her muscles are too big for the baby tee?
It's just too swole.
I'm a strong girl.
I just want to go back to that for a second.
I look like the Hulk.
Go,
I sent
girl.
Avery a picture.
Orange Theory friend, you go.
Right. Mm.
I don't own a baby tee yet, but I'm about to because of Boston recruitment. Apparently that is my required attire. So I'll let you know my review on it. I haven't gotten in one yet. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know if my arm muscles will have the same issue that yours are, but maybe some other things. We'll just see.
You have to, yeah.
Guys,
They want you
yes.
to fit in.
It's there. Yeah, I don't know the extent of how I am assisting with them, but they are ordering me a t-shirt, and that's what they said it was. They asked, they said they're ordering baby tees. What size would you like? I said, what is a baby tee? And she was just like, it's kind of like, it's just a
Whatever
smaller.
the largest size of baby tee you could come
Well,
up with.
she told me, she goes, it looks like everybody's just ordering the regular size. And I was like, okay, I'll just get my regular size and I'll let you know. I'll share the
Yeah.
video.
They said, Meredith, you're a small. And I'm like, I hold this thing up and I'm like, I feel old now.
Here's what I worry about though. In our chapters, not everybody is gonna rock a baby tee. And I think we have to be inclusive enough to realize that like it's cute, but we gotta have some options for somebody who does not want to doesn't feel comfortable, doesn't like the way they look in it. It's just not for everybody. And it makes me sad when I hear like that we're doing that somewhere.
So that's
So,
what
and I know we're
thought.
trying to fit in. I know we're trying to compete and fit in on campus. There's got to be a balance.
But that's what I thought. That's what I've been saying for years. Since I was a consultant, I was like, stop with the baby tees. It's not inclusive. Not everybody wants to wear a baby tee. And they're like, no, Meredith, you're wrong. Actually, everybody wants to wear a baby tee. And I've like asked around, and apparently they all love them and feel comfortable and confident wearing them, regardless of their size.
Are they saying that out of peer pressure though?
Could
If they're
be.
all around
I
their
don't know.
friends?
I'd like to trust that the collegians I work with
But
would
the fact
offer
that,
another option.
that there's like an ask, we shouldn't be asking. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
provide options. I don't know.
T-shirt.
There's nobody gonna catch me in a baby tee ever. Ever. I'm just telling you
I'll
now.
save you one.
Not that anyone was worried about that, but that's not happening. The CEO will not be in a baby tee.
That's probably appropriate.
Yeah.
Okay.
You still haven't given me your fashion things that you can't get behind and can or don't want to leave behind. I'm waiting.
I have one. No, Lexi, you go. Mine's not as exciting. Lexi, you go.
I don't
Go.
know if it's that exciting, but I just really don't understand where the trend came from. But the bubble skirts, I'm not a fan. Can't get behind that one. And this one isn't technically a tire, but duck-shaped nails, if you don't know what they are, they look like bell-bottom jeans, but for your nails. They basically flare out. They're horrendous. I don't know who thought it was cute. I don't know why, but I see them everywhere and like people enjoy them. So definitely cannot get behind those. Something that I don't want to leave behind is just plain white tees. I have loved plain white tees since I was like a little kid. And I think even now as an adult, it's still just like my go-to. It doesn't matter what's happening. So Can't leave
Didn't
that behind.
believe you, so I have just Googled duck shape.
Oh, yes,
Wow.
like duck nails. Yeah, they flare. It's very.
They do. They flare.
It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We'll be getting by. I've never really seen anybody with them in person. But
Yeah. Interesting.
yes, definitely a choice.
All right, Avery, what's yours?
What I'm not getting behind and never did, Golden Goose sneakers. Those things are $500 pre-scuffed tennis shoes. I can give me some cheap ones. I'll take them outside and I'll do it for you and add some bedazzlers. Like, I just think that it's like the stupidest. That's probably offensive, but I think it's an unwise decision to purchase those. And I apologize if any of you own them, but that's how I feel about it. And I have been really, as I'm wearing this green sweater, but I have been like all about neutrals recently. It's easy to travel when you have gray, black, white denim. You can wear everything like 100 times. So I will never get rid of my boring basics because kind of like what you said, Lexi, you just can keep them and wear them and they go with everything.
Okay. I'm going to say a few things. They may or may not be actual trends because it's me. So I'm just going to say things I like and don't like, and you can just tell me if it's a trend or not. But I very much do not like high-waisted jeans. Are those still in? Are those still a trend?
Yeah.
I
Those
like them.
really
They're
high,
kind of going away though.
like
Might be your time.
mom jeans. Like I try my whole life to wear something besides mom jeans, and now they're like in, and I can't do it. I can't do it. So there's that. Trends. I love the flare trend. Anything with a flared leg, I'm in. I'm all over that. Tall boots. Yeah, I love it. So that's a trend, right?
Yeah. Flare and wide leg pants. I
Mhm.
love both of those with like a pointy heel.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out it's hard to find the wide leg pants that work. Like you
Mm.
really have to search, at least I do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go back to the tennis shoes for a second, Avery, and tell you a really funny story about my Avery, my niece.
Yeah.
He was a freshman in college. I really wanted some of those cute white, like thick bottom tennis shoes. And I think it was last year, maybe before CLC. And I went shopping with her and I was like, I just want some of these. And so I kept trying them on and I finally found some. I was like, these are really cute, aren't they? But I kept asking her, are these like cool? Can I wear these? She's 18 at the time. And she approved the ones that I bought, and they're Dr. Scholl's.
Okay, you're not alone in that because so many, I think, like doing event stuff, I think a lot of Tri Delta staff, when you're out and about, the Dr. Scholl's sneakers are
But they're
in.
cute, and she told me they were cute. Everybody comments me all the time. Those sneakers were so cute, and I'm like, they are so
Yes.
comfortable.
Yeah.
So.
I will say, I think the Golden Gooses are kind of gone. But if you're still wearing them, I have my opinions. You shouldn't anymore.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna land the plane here for us, unless anyone has any more hot takes to offer about football dances or movie situations or TikTok. I think we're good. This is a lot. I hope our listeners enjoyed it. We love coming together and talking a little Tri Delta and a little pop culture and what's going on in the world. And these three women are amazing, so I'm glad I get to do it with them every time. We'll be back in about a month to join you again. So I hope you enjoyed our episode. As schools are starting up here after spring break, I want to remind our alumni out there that there are tons of opportunities to volunteer in Tri Delta on campus and off campus. You can do a lot of things remotely these days that you didn't used to be able to do. So no experience is needed necessarily. Are you a Tri Delta with a willing heart and want to support our members? You can go to tridelta.org/volunteers. There's also a button at the top of tridelta.org that says be a volunteer. You can click that. We would love to have you join us as a volunteer. We always need additional support and additional help for our chapters and across the organization. So thanks in advance for doing that. We'd also love for you to like, subscribe, and rate our podcast. We have 3 stars on our Crescent, but we love those 5-star ratings, so bring them on. Thanks for joining us today. Until next time, Delta Love.